let us look at the Journey Girls Be Friends Halloween costumes. The dolls dressed up as spiders with legs and antennae. Now let's carve our pumpkin into a Halloween jack-o'-lantern. With a knife, make sure you carve an opening at the top, a circle around the stem. Pull open the top and begin to clean the inside of the pumpkin by pulling out the guts and the seeds. Then begin carving a face with the same knife. You could also use markers to draw it out. To light the jack-o'-lantern, use a very small candle and place it inside. You can always DIY these little candles with a big candle, the top of a water bottle, and a piece of string. Be careful with the lighter. Now let's put up some Halloween decorations outside. time for more Halloween fun and book entries. Welcome back to AGC. So I haven't done a book entries in a really long time because I have been reading some other novels and I got carried away with that. So I thought I would do something really fun, and if you're really into fun notebooks or even diaries, journals, you'll probably like this one. So as you can tell, I have a few toys laid out. And I recently made this one, which is what this video is going to be about. It's basically a book that you can consider a pet at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the book that I made, and then I'm going to give you an idea of how to make it yourself. If you're wondering how much this DIY would cost, actually it didn't cost that much. I just went to the dollar store and I purchased a typical spiral book, which cost about like $2. And then at the thrift store, I had found a plushie that I had made sure was big enough that once I opened it up, took the stuffing out, that it would be able to cover the book. So keep in mind the size of the plushie you're going to go for. It only costed $2.99. So this DIY will cost about under $5. So I'll show you what the actual book looks like. This one is one I've had from before, but as you can tell, it's still really adorable also. So let me show you that. This is what the pet looks like once you take all the stuffing out and flatten down. I actually use Bristol board, which comes in these rolls. So I'll give you an idea later how to do that. And I laid it out so that the paws can be down here. I left the tail and the little face. You want to still leave the stuffing in the nose, that way it's firm. And this little thing came off of it. So this is how it looks like opened up. So as you can tell, I used the Bristol board to make it a bit wider than the actual book. That way when you open and close it, there's still some space. So I'll show you the pages. So I call it Diary Pet. If you're wondering how I did it as a rainbow theme. So as the pages go on, you see that I use rainbow theme. I did use markers and chalk for that. I really like the color of the vibrant markers, but then in the background, instead of pencil crayons, I use chalk, which is actually very easy to just put your finger over and it goes all over the paper. Sometimes I like to go out into the backyard or on the balcony or anywhere, and I like to bring my book with me. So I usually keep all my stuff in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. These are the things I use. So this is actually sidewalk chalk. Didn't cost that much either, and it just uses a tiny bit at a time, and you just like glide it over the paper. And then with your finger, let's say I'm using pink in the background, so I grab a pink color and I just carefully go it over, and then with my finger I smudge it, and it leaves a really nice effect to it. So that was the sidewalk chalk, and then I have a ruler, because you know you need to measure. These markers are actually my extra pack. I know I got a lot of them, but that's because I don't want to have to run out of markers, because I still have some in here. These are the markers I've already took out of the package. and some other stuff I use. So like a sharpener, a few pens, pencils, things I use. So as you can tell, I first draw it in pencil, and then I trace it over in marker, then pen, then I color, and I use coloring, and then I use chalk also. Yeah, and if you're wondering how I do these bubble letters, I really just use some white scrap of paper that I don't mind cutting up. And then I draw, let's say the title, this one would say Confessions. I would draw with pencil, markers, pen, and then cut it out. And it makes the paper look different because this is blank and this is lined. So, and keep in mind, whenever you are writing and coloring, you don't want to damage the paper underneath. So I scribble all over this paper, but that way I know I'm not ruining a blank piece of paper. And I also come across these types of little squares where I want to do other types of patterns of paper onto the notebook. So I also choose that. I also have the glue I like to use. I have some extra glue. The glue I like to use, I like the clear one. It actually dries really well. And what else do I have in here? Some scissors, and then some sunglasses, but that has absolutely nothing to do with it. This is if I'm outside and I want to write in my book. I don't want to get blinded, so I wear the sunglasses, but that has nothing to do with the DIY. Now that you have an idea of how to write in the book, I'll show you how I'm not going to actually cut one up because I already cut one up, but I'll give you an idea how to do it. So this book, as you can tell, is already made, and I did already write in it, so I don't know if I'm going to show the pages, but what you basically want to do is, unfortunately, you're going to have to cut one of these up. I don't want to cut up my little Roxy and my little Zoe. How do you say her name? Yeah. But I thought Beanie Boos are actually a funny plushie to use. I like the eyes, nose. These you can find at the thrift store, at least here in Canada or something. So I don't know what it's like in other places, but Beanie Boos are found at the thrift store, so you could use them, or you could use any plushie because those are so really cute. So you get your spiral book that you're going to use. Get a big piece of, I use Bristol board, but in a way you could still use cardboard. Then lay out the book like so, and get the Bristol board to go all around it. Leave it by 1 inch away from the border of the book. That way, and keep in mind the binding. You want to make sure that when you fold the Bristol board, the binding, it has enough space and it actually closes properly. Then, once you've taken all the stuffing out of the plushie, which actually was a lot for this one, you're left with all these scraps, and you're gonna get all these little feathery pieces out. Later you could just clean that off, even with the blow dryer, you can blow it all away. And then make sure you take stuffing out from everywhere and get all the pieces and lay them all down. And eventually put the face on the cover, and as you gradually glue everything down with hot glue, because it will need that extra support, you'll end up covering the whole page on both sides. And then eventually it'll start looking more like a little pet book. And then from there you have all the pages written on the inside that you can write in, and it'll be lots of fun. So, no pets or plushies were harmed in the making of this video, but if you do consider making one of them, of course you're gonna have to open up a plushie and take its stuffing out. But I still get to use it. So that was how to make a fun diary pet. We're big fans of Lalaloopsy here, and I have a few of them myself. I have donated some in the past, but these are the ones I managed to have right now. And if you watch my previous uploads, you know I've been matching characters to other dolls, and I'm having lots of fun with it. So we're gonna go ahead and design a play set for my favorite one that I keep, which is Star Magic Spells. Her birthday is 7/20, which means July 20th, which is 5 days different from my birthday. I gave her a best friend necklace. I have the other half of the heart. And here are our supplies that I'm going to use to make her house. And I attached the picture so you know what it looks like. So here are some things. This felt. Oops. Okay. Yeah, so I have felt, foam, papers, buttons, all these things that are going to look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and build that. Okay, everyone, here is what it actually came out to look like. And I felt like I pulled my back trying to do this properly, but I think I did a great job compared to the picture. So I'll go ahead and explain to you how I did it, and you can always look back at the picture just to match to see if it looks right. So the trees, I had this big roll of wrapping paper that was brown. I have like 3 of these rolls, so I had a lot extra, which is why I made the backdrop. That I didn't really have to do, but just so it sort of fits into the set. The trees were the same. I rolled a bunch of those brown papers together. I used green felt and purplish, pinkish, reddish buttons that came in a pack. Oh, and I got my surprise with Dollarama. I know Lalaloopsy really likes buttons on the tree, so it was fun. And then the little flowers are actually little stars. These little glass bottles are actually from Dollarama too, and they actually have some glitter in it. These are the smallest ones. They do have a few sizes. Here's a little mushroom, a scroll, some little magical bags, and here were the books. So what I had used was actual mini doll books. And then I had used different color foam sheets to match the picture. There was a blue one there, purplish one there. So, and then I also had a big roll of glitter adhesive sheets. So it could either be a sticker or just some type of sheet of glitter. So that's what I used for the pages. And I really tried to match it even with this little thing on the side on the binding. This was also in the picture where I think it was Excalibur where she could pull the sword out. And then this was like a little bookmark, and I had to stick books together, glue it, and that I think I made the right sizes. And then some more little glass bottles because Star Magic Spells has potions and magical things in those glass bottles. So here's the Castle Tower fantasy book that she lives in. So there's the book that I made. I had used 4 of them to make it big and wide, and then I had glued them together. I used pink foam and more of that glitter sheets all around for the pages. And then I had to find another book that was actually about the same size, and I wrinkled the pages on the side just like in the picture. And these are the towers that match. So the pink one with a blue flag and a window, a blue one with a door, 2 windows, and a white top tower. This one looked like a magician's hat. Also window, a smaller one there, and a silver red one, and the top looked like that too. So I really tried matching the details, and it did take a long time, a few hours. The windows with the shutters, all around. And so now I also made her outfit, and I also made her little pet. Here is her little dragon. I also made him out of foam and some felt, and I really tried to match her little dragon. So now for her outfit, I made her boots the same way it is in the picture with a little bend on the front, but it is pink with a purple rim and fringe hanging off of it. As far as her dress goes, her dress was a goldish, brightish color. And then her cape was a magician's one, wizard's one, I should call it, with stars and moons on it. I'm going to take her off the stand because, as you may notice, she is standing. And little Loopsies don't stand on their own like that. What I had used was a porcelain doll stand, and I wrapped it in green felt so that it actually matches and camouflages into the play set. So I'm going to take her out and show her outfit a bit better. Here is the back of her cape coat. And if you're wondering how I did it, when I went to the store, I was really looking for like a dark purple to match the same one she has. And I also made a little bit. And I also added the moons and the stars. So when I was looking for the supplies, I honestly didn't have much to work with because it was whatever they had on the arts and crafts section. So I ended up using a ball of purple yarn, but this yarn wasn't strings, it was sort of like fabric pieces. So I just glue them together and added it to her little dress. And it actually looks just like the picture, which is great. Whenever I'm tossing her around or holding her, I don't want to ruin the outfit I just made. So she has her pink little blanket, and I'm going to show you how I wrap her in it. So first I'll lay it down, and this is how I wrap her in it when I don't want to wrinkle her stuff. So she has, I can even bring her little maybe I'll just. So then I fold the bottom like this, like so, and I have a little safety pin here that I just put together, and she stays all bundled up. So that was me constructing a Lalaloopsy playset for my Star Magic set. Novo Springfield Collection Mouvage, New Springfield Collection Furnitures. These pieces make a dining room. Essas peças fazem uma sala de jantar. These are window and shelf furnitures. Esses são móveis de janela e prateleiras. These are counter drawers. Estas são gavetas de bolsão. These are lamps. Essas são lâmpadas. Here is the table. Aqui está a mesa. This is a rug. Isto é tapete. Now let's build the dining room set. Agora vamos construir o cenário da sala de jantar. Until next time, até a próxima vez.